Episode 7 of Bleach TYBW Part 3 is finally here after last week's setup episode, and this week's episode is a foundation for many of the battles to come in Warworld. However, this episode contains two battles that I've been very much looking forward to since they were leaked a couple of days ago, and that's Grimmjow vs Askin, and the main highlight, which is Uryu vs Renji. And if you invested in Renji stock, then today your investment has paid off. So let's dive into episode 33 of Bleach TYBW Part 3, Gate of the Sun. We start the episode in Warworld, Uryu castle. Here, Uryu issues orders to every member of his royal guard, as well as Uryu, tasking them with giving the Soul Reapers, who have also just arrived at Warworld, a warm welcome. On the Soul Reaper side of the equation, Shunsui's group has arrived in front of the castle, together with the three Stone Ritters, Basby, the Total Lampard, and Giselle Gavel. Shunsui makes a comment on the size of Uryu's castle, stating that the size of one's castle dictates one's power. As they prepare to move out, Basby states to Shunsui that he has no intention of following orders given to him by a Soul Reaper. It seems that despite forming a partnership, Basby has no intention of working with his enemy and breaks away from Shunsui's group. On the other side of Warworld, Ichigo and his group begin to move out, and then we cut over to Captain Mairi, who has also just arrived at Warworld through his own personal gate, together with Nemu. Mairi revels in being able to freely experiment without being bothered by any annoying people. That is until Kenpachi walks through the gate, together with his lieutenants and Hanataro, the healer from Squad 4. Kenpachi's explanation for why he ended up being with Captain Mairi is the most Kenpachi thing ever, as he states he was taking a piss and saw everyone had left without him. After a brief verbal clash, Kenpachi Mari's group moves forward, cutting back to Ichigo's group, and the pair have made contact with their first Quincy, who is none other than Askin Naak Le Vaar. Grimmjow immediately leaps into battle, being the battle-hungry person he is. We also see the other Shoot Staff members, with Gerard seemingly unable to find any Soul Reapers, as well as Lille Barro overlooking the battlefield in his sniper's nest. Grimmjow and Askin begin their game of cat and mouse, as Grimmjow chases down a terrified Naak Le Vaar, who has no interest in fighting the former 6th Espada. The game draws to a close after Askin gives Grimmjow one of his gifts, poisoning him. Now we're back to Lille Barro in his sniper's nest, who has a great view of the Soul Reapers running to their demise. His first shot hits Hisagi, dropping him instantly, with his follow-up shots hitting Omaida and Isane. The animators do a great job at visualizing the impact of his bullets. As the bodies of the Soul Reapers get thrown forward, his scope then moves to Renji, who is just a bit too fast for him to shoot at. However, lucky for Lille Barro, Uryu is there, waiting for Renji. The other Soul Reapers immediately recognize Uryu's spiritual pressure and understand that they are now fighting one of their former friends. The battle between Renji and Uryu is not only a demonstration of the power each has to his disposal, but also a chance for us to see how powerful Uryu truly is, something that we did not get to see properly during his battle with Ichigo. During the talk before the fight, Uryu tells Renji that the Soul Reapers have no hope of stopping Uryu, as he is now fused together with the Soul King. Hearing this, and now faced with having to fight his former friend, Renji charges forward towards Uryu and their clash begins. Uryu seems to be very adept in close quarter combat, using his bow as a sword to block Zabimaru's attacks. Renji then activates his new Bankai, Hihiyo Zabimaru, with its red-hot blade melting Uryu's Reishi arrows. Uryu seems to be unable to compete with such power, as Renji blocks his Lichterregen with his other hand, before grabbing Uryu and swinging him around in a thresher attack. Uryu then gets very serious about this fight, and activates his Volstandig, which we got to see in his battle with Ichigo for the first time. We see him blasting big donut holes in buildings and attacking Renji with a swarm of Reishi. After trapping Uryu, Renji unleashes his attack, Zagizako, which creates a massive explosion. Renji then walks over to what he thinks looks to be a defeated and battered Uryu. As he prepares to end the fight, Uryu absorbs the nearby Reishi and performs Sclaverai. Uryu comments on Renji's hesitation to finish off his enemy, which gave Uryu the chance to power up, proving to be Renji's downfall, as Uryu first traps him in a cage, draining his spiritual pressure, which Renji manages to escape. However, before Renji can deploy his Bankai, Uryu shoots an arrow into his chest, ending the fight. I have to say, Uryu does look really badass here, as he lists the reasons why Renji lost, as Renji is dying in front of him. Overall, another amazing episode that allows Renji and Uryu to shine, while setting up some fights to come later. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and I'll see you next week for episode 34. Baby, let me hold your hand.